Boneka ambal.
Cutie patootie.
We are the most overstimulated generation to ever walk this planet.
Good morning. It is day one of the Dopamine Detox. I'm standing here in front of my house for the next 5 days. We have a 3.5 hour drive this morning, so let's not waste any time. Now that we're on the road, I just wanted to take this opportunity to outline the rules for this week. Rule number 1 is dumb phone. I do run a business, so unfortunately I don't have the luxury of eliminating my phone entirely, but I am able to turn my phone into a dumb phone, which only gives me access to the applications which I actually need. The second rule is that every day begins with a cold plunge. Rule number 3, each day has its own objective. Whether that be a mental or physical challenge, every day we'll be pushing ourselves to the limits in some way new. Rule number 4 is that all meals must be cooked using whole food ingredients. And finally, rule number 5, every day must end with a sunset swim.
Time for a motherfucking dopamine detox. Let's get detoxed.
It is day 1 of the Dopamine Detox. Today's daily objective is to learn a new skill. The skill that I have selected is the Rubik's Cube. I've always wanted to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube. It's not my type of puzzle. Not that any type of puzzle is really my type of puzzle. I'm gonna have to follow some instructions. So I'm limiting myself to 2 YouTube videos for instruction, and then I'm on my own. First objective is simply to learn to solve it, and then the next objective is to max out my ability and solve this as fast as I possibly can. Made my daisy. What the? I'm not even gonna lie, I'm so lost right now. I'm gonna keep thinking I'm doing good, and then I miss, like, if you just do one thing wrong, you're completely wrong. You gotta basically restart everything. So. If you're wondering why I'm all jacked up, it's because I had to break up a dog fight the other day. Got him. All right, these tutorials are actually pissing me off because it's like they purposely make them complicated. This guy's talking about, I don't even know, like, dude, what? Can't lie, I want to rage quit right now. I haven't made any progress at all. I mean, I guess a little bit of progress, but the people explaining this, I swear they're making it harder on purpose. Like, it's only been like a little over an hour. Obviously, my dopamine levels are fried, so this is genuinely challenging for me. But I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep going. So I just found out that my timer here tops out at 99 minutes. The goal was for me to only use the iPad for 10 minutes and then to learn the, learn the doo-doo-doo-doos and then just do it on my own. But I cannot freaking wrap my head around this, and I feel like an idiot. Bugs are crazy, it's sticky, and ugh. So we got our cross. I'm getting pretty good at getting the cross. Once I hit that though, I'm pretty stumped. I have not been able to get past this. First step is the cross, then you solve the whole side, and I cannot get past this right here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is. I took a walk, changed the scenery, and I still can't do it. Woo! Woo, 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 woo! Let's go! Look at that! Look at that! All white side, baby! All right, we are 66% complete. So that Rubik's Cube is killing me. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and show you around the rig. I bartered this RV rental completely for free. If you wanna hear more about that, watch my video. All right, so welcome to the crib for the week. Give you a quick speed tour. Couch, dining room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, shower. Cockpit. Cockpit. Jerk chicken, barbecue bacon shrimp, rice, and avocado. This is all organic and grass-fed. Although it may not look like it, it might look like I've just been doing a Rubik's Cube all day. I've been at it for 14 hours today, between traveling, setting up, all the behind the scenes, and then the actual challenge. So it's been a day. I am freaking tired, and I fully expected to know how to solve a Rubik's Cube by now, and I indeed do not. Beat me up pretty hard, A, because just, I feel like I should be able to solve the Rubik's Cube, but on top of that, I'm just really worried about the video and making sure that the video is as good as possible. But the fact of the matter is, this is a dopamine detox. I'm not supposed to have instant gratification. That's kind of the whole point. The fact that the Rubik's Cube is hard is actually a blessing. It should be hard, and it should take a while. Due to that dopamine imbalance, it's just making it so much harder to concentrate and just lock in on it. I've spent 5 hours on the Rubik's Cube so far, and I've gotten about 66% solved. So that's not too bad. So I'm gonna chow down on this, and then it's gonna be time for our sunset swim. I was so tired last night that I didn't even think about doom scrolling. This morning, on the other hand, my instinct when I woke up was to reach straight for my phone. But I refrained. I'm not gonna look at the clock at all this time. I'm just gonna stay in here until I think 5 minutes has passed. Ugh. 4 minutes. Oh. JD's and Lenelman. Today, we are becoming a dopamine master. I'm gonna read this entire 300-page book cover to cover and take notes. Then, I'm gonna put together a full bifold presentation.
Just a chill guy. I just like to take it easy. I just like to take it easy. I'm just a chill guy. I just like to take it easy. Chill guy. Chill guy.
Boom! We just finished Dopamine Nation in a little under 8 hours. Here I have about 8 pages worth of notes. Now we're going to put together everything that I've learned onto a bifold presentation.
I'm just a chill guy. I just like to take it easy.
All right, it is currently day 2 of the Dopamine Detox. I just read this entire book, Dopamine Nation, from cover to cover in just under 8 hours. Here's my report on everything that I learned and how I'm going to be using it in my life moving forward. First things first, what is dopamine? Dopamine is a neural translator that helps regulate things like motivation, pleasure, and learning. When we experience something enjoyable, that's dopamine. Drugs, video games, social media, porn, junk food, all these things deliver dopamine. Anna, the author of Dopamine Nation, explains that your brain and dopamine works like a teeter-totter. So here's you on the pleasure side. You stand on the pleasure side, the pain side subsequently rise. However, your brain strives for equilibrium. So Anna explains this as the gremlins. When the gremlins see you feeling pleasure, they're gonna come along and try to equal things out by jumping on the other side of the scale. You're gonna level things out at first, but eventually they're gonna end up overpowering it and you're gonna fall towards that pain side. Luckily though, by doing the opposite and seeking out pain and discomfort, you can switch the whole teeter-totter. Now, you're on the pain side and the gremlins are coming onto the pleasure side to try to equal you out. The only difference is that when this happens, you're gonna find an equilibrium where things like sunrises and walks and time with your family start to feel good again. And that's great, but you're gonna start to build a tolerance. Tolerance can be built on any drug of choice. When I say drug of choice, I don't just mean drugs. I mean porn, junk food, doom scrolling. All that is a drug of choice. Also the good things, exercise, cold plunging, reading, all these things that you use over and over again as a means to deliver dopamine, your body is naturally gonna build a tolerance to that over time. Then you're gonna need more and more of that thing in order to achieve the same or no effects. A couple additional concepts that she talks about in the book is cold therapy and lying. Cold therapy is something that I already practice and I'm a big advocate for. Cold therapy is one of the best things for dopamine in my opinion. It's painful and it's difficult, but that's exactly what we want because then our brain pushes back on that pleasure side and evens us out for the whole day. Researchers have found a slew of benefits from cold therapy, including but not limited to improved mood, energy, motivation, and stress tolerance. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. The next thing she talks about is lying. Lying is easy and can avoid pain. Telling the truth can be hard and painful. However, lying damages relationships and your self-image. Telling the truth, even when it's not in your best interest, is usually gonna make you feel good. All right, so Anna had a lot of really great case studies in the book. 2 of them that really stuck out to me would be Muhammad and Jacob. Muhammad was a very high-performing individual, but he was addicted to marijuana. He was constantly self-binding, which is where you put limitations on yourself on these things that deliver you dopamine, such as, oh, no weed on school days, which quickly becomes no weed on exam days, which quickly becomes no weed before 9 a.m., quickly becomes an endless cycle of destruction, even though he was fully aware of it. His life only improved when he stopped bargaining with himself and actually cut it out entirely. Second case study, and I think probably the biggest of the book, is Jacob's story. He was a sex addict. He had some pretty crazy stories about him, like he used a old record player to create a masturbation machine, and then switched to like some kind of electronic, like a electronic transmitter. Crazy stuff. Didn't know you could do that, but hey, all the power to you. Anyway, he's a sex addict. He started masturbating at the age of 4, which, I mean, I find that kind of hard to believe, but you never know, right? Those masturbation machines that he would build. Eventually, he was a married man, and he had kids and all that good stuff, and he would throw these machines out of disgrace of himself. Then the very next day when he wakes up and those urges came back, he's digging in the trash again and putting his machine back together so that he can use it again. And that, too, just becomes an endless cycle where he's aware of his own self-destruction, but he's still continuing because he's chasing that dopamine high. Jacob was in and out of rehab for what it sounds like most of his life. He relapsed for the first time when the internet became big and porn became mainstream. Relapsed the second time on family vacation. His kids were mad at him because he wouldn't give them money, and his wife was mad at him for even considering giving them money. He wanted to watch the US Open on the TV and was flipping through channels. A naked girl comes up, and next thing you know, he's fully relapsed. Both of these stories show how dopamine behaviors lead to consequences and loss. But it also shows that change is possible. So how will I apply what I've learned today into my day-to-day life? I'm gonna start being more mindful of my dopamine triggers. Maybe even write them down. Sit with discomfort. This trip has been excellent for that. The Rubik's Cube yesterday was frustrating and delayed gratification and these bugs around me. I've been out here in the swamp for 2 days straight. Be uncomfortable. Take ice baths, limit lying, and choose delayed gratification. Here's my plan. It's kind of reiterating some of that stuff, but cold exposure daily. Exercise at least 5 times a week. Read and learn daily. Be honest with myself and others. And then just a little extra thing that I added here that I liked is to focus on discipline, not motivation. Choose pain for now, and it will pay off.
Switch.
Today, we're becoming Michael Phelps. This swim kicked my butt. As soon as we arrived, it came to my attention that due to my poor planning, if we wanted to swim past 90 minutes, I was gonna have to exit the water, cross the street, and re-enter the ocean. On top of this, as I approached the water, the kayak rental guy warned us to keep an eye out for the oyster beds that are razor sharp. On top of this, I also saw a stingray and a manatee before the swim even started. So at this point, I'm already in my head about this swim. But this is nothing that we can't handle. So we push on. Let me tell you, after 3 days of camping with a body full of scabs, this saltwater was giving. Within an hour of this swim, I was thinking to myself of all the ways that I could excuse myself from this and end it now. The solution that I came up with was simply to use one of my old Strava swim workouts and overlay that over today's swim. Nobody would ever know, right? Wrong. In this moment, I thought back to what we learned yesterday in the Dopamine Nation. And yeah, maybe nobody would notice, but the fact that I was dishonest in my second video would never stop weighing on me. So without any further ado, here's my mediocre swim.
I'm just a chill guy. I just like to take it easy. I just like to take it easy. I'm just a chill guy. I just like to take it easy. Chill guy. Chill guy.
Today is the fourth and final day of the Dopamine Detox. And I will say I am ready to go home. Growing up, my dad always used to take me fishing. But as I got older and my dopamine levels got more and more fried, fishing became incredibly boring to me. So today, we're fishing until we catch, clean, and cook dinner. So we're back home now. The fishing segment was a total failure. I have this whole list in my head of reasons and excuses on why it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, it just came down to poor planning. Honestly, I was thinking I'd just leave that segment out entirely and you wouldn't even have to know that it ever existed. But I think that it's important for me to show the struggles and when things don't go according to plan. I have this image in my head of the perfect content that I want to create based on all these creators that I watch. But these people have been creating content for years, and even they're still not perfect. This was a genuine challenge for me. And I've actually attempted to film this video multiple times before and failed. And I know some people might argue that this was a failure as well, having only succeeded on 1 out of 4 of the challenges that I came up with myself for this video. But at the end of the day, this video isn't about showcasing my ability to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube or being the best fisherman. It's about slowing down and being mindful of what's causing these feelings and how we can move forward to do better.